Well, what's going on, guys? This is Carl with the Racerred channel. Today we are riding up to Summer's Grave Cabin. Spoiler alert, we're not going to make it all the way. We started that direction. We parked on this mountain right before the snow started, and we didn't expect there to be so much snow up here yet. So there was a pretty good snowstorm when we started our ride, and we got into it pretty deep. The camera really doesn't do even the snow justice, though. There was a lot of snow. You could barely keep your eyes open, and a lot of this ride, we are just talking back and forth. We have comms going between our helmets, and we're talking about how it would be nice if the snow wasn't just completely blocking our vision, because no matter what you did, I mean, even if you didn't have your goggles on or your visor down, you wouldn't be able to see just because it was getting in your eyes. So there was really no good option in order to be able to see. But when I'm teaching a new rider, this is the kind of terrain that I generally take them on. There are plenty of these in Idaho, and sometimes I forget that, but there's lots of these road style rides that you can take, and there's not going to be traffic or anything like that. It makes it pretty easy to learn in comparison to just starting them out in the dirt. If you start them out on the single track, a lot of times they will end up giving up just because it's too difficult. And so you got to start somewhere. Incrementally, it's better to get better on this style of terrain. And this really helps work on form and work on just the basics, learning how to shift the bike and learning how to use the rear brake and the front brake properly. All the little things that you should know as basics before you hop on a trail. And so this is a really cool experience too. It kind of gives them a taste of going from point A to point B, where you can really cover some ground and have a little adventure. But again, it's going to be really easy. And this ride was way harder than I expected it to be because of the snow. It's just one of those factors that comes into play, and I didn't really count on it, but it's kind of neat to show how this affects the bike too. Hopefully you don't have to do that this early on in somebody's learning experience, because it's pretty tough. I mean, riding on snow is really tough, and you have to teach them to learn how to look at the terrain and just read where to go. And it sounds easy, but it's really, as a beginner, they can easily get on some off-camber stuff and not understand how the bike is going to respond and end up just sliding out. So, like, as you read this terrain in front of me here, you can see some low spots and some spots that are flat. And if you're not catching any traction, or your traction is limited, you can drop down into those level spots, and that helps quite a bit. That way, at least you're not sideways and the bike isn't going to fly out from under you. So it's getting a lot more difficult as the snow gets deeper, and she was learning this as we went on. It's definitely not a cakewalk, and the front end starts to move around on you. Riding around in snow is really an expert level riding scenario. I mean, you have to learn how to manage the bike when it's all over the place, but also, like, there's a lot that's going on. You have to know where to weight the bike, exactly where to hit the terrain, and once the snow gets deep, then it's on a whole new level, and it requires a lot of athleticism too, because you're jumping off the bike side to side. Even the best riders are going to be off the bike at some point, dabbing and, going side to side and making sure the bike stays under them, because in this type of stuff, you will definitely start to slide out. And there's a little fall over there. The main thing is to not fall off the side in this kind of situation. But if you have all your gear on, that's the main thing. It's really not that big of a deal to fall over if you have all your gear on. And that's the main thing that I preach. You have to have boots and your helmet at a bare minimum. But what I've been doing is having everybody wear knee guards, boots, and a helmet, and then the elbow guards are preferred but not required. And then I'll have like a thick layer up top, like a coat or a sweatshirt, something like that. But I would say knee guards are definitely a must in most scenarios. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, and it's a good way to teach beginners. You just ride these roads and it's a lot of fun, but these conditions were abnormal for sure. Anyways guys, thanks for watching the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.